Good afternoon, Anilji. Can't hear you, sir.
Good afternoon, Vikram. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes.
Delighted to have you.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, sir? I can see a big smile on your face.
I think it's a good budget. There is much for many. There is much in the right direction. And most importantly, it is inclusive. It is for the nation. It is also for aspirational India. And that is where it is needed the most. Otherwise, to the thrust areas, be it health and well-being, physical and financial capital, infrastructure, disinvestments, DFI, capital outlays, simplification of Companies Act for certain companies, decriminalization of partnership firms, one-person companies. So all these are certainly in the right direction. And there is so much which has been announced for so many. And I think one does appreciate that. Industry would also always keep in mind, and I'm sure the Honorable Finance Minister is also thinking of that, as to what will stimulate industry, economy, demand. But there will be direct effects. There is government expenditure and investment, and there will also be indirect effects which will be of benefit to the economy and to industry. On the tax front, my colleague Mukul Bagla is there, so I will just touch 1 or 2, 3 points and then leave some for him. A lot of people had expected that there would be a specific cess for COVID. It is true that the government needs resources. There is a reduction in resources with contraction in the economy and with outlays for stimulus and removal of hardship. But there is no such levy. So she is very conscious that she does not want to increase taxes. Rather, even pre-budget, there has been reduction in taxes. On making things rational, on making there more of ease of business, there is then this aspect of reducing litigation and having another scheme called the Dispute Resolution Committee, where one could go and seek settlement of disputes. And then there are interesting things, again, on ease of business, and I am pleased to say our chamber had asked for that. We had sought increase in the limit of tax audit applicability in certain cases, and she has done that. We had also specific sought increase in the annual receipts for certain charitable trusts from 1 to 5 crores, and she has done that. So wherever it has been possible, this fine-tuning and rationalization and ease of business improvements have been done. And for stimulation, there are benefits for infra. There are certain benefits further for dividends. And I will leave it to Mukul to discuss these points. In all fairness, it has to be both-sided. So if an employer is collecting employees' contribution to Provident Fund and not depositing it, well, he should not get the deduction. In the past, through case law, we have been getting it, but I think this clarification is absolutely in the right direction. If an employer collects, he must deposit. Faceless IT-80, big one. Income tax tribunal faceless. In fact, this entire faceless scheme, faceless assessment, faceless appeal, you can sit in your home, in your office, with your people without losing time waiting or traveling or going repeatedly and get your work done in a faceless manner or in an e-office or in an e-court now. We are already arguing in the tribunal in a faceless manner through e-courts, and it is quite successful. It is going on. Sometimes, yes, it should not be only by communication. video hearing or other electronic hearing would be needed, because one does need to argue and make one's point and clarify matters. There would be, in all fairness, need for that, and that has been left open. So probably in appropriate cases, they would allow you to request for that. Let us see what the rules say on this. Reduction in time for reopening of assessments, reduction of the time period. This is again a very big one. So it is to settle disputes, to get finality, you know where you stand. It is not that every time in a large number of cases, once there is an issue, then the matter may be opened for several years, which causes a lot of discomfort and lack of finality as far as the citizen is concerned. Now, government has to make its collection, but if the process is done well at the first go, it does not need a review or a reassessment. And that is what the government is thinking. It is trying to create the convenience for the assessee, and we appreciate that. Thank you. I mean, there is so much
Thank you,
to
sir.
eat,
As you
but there are so
finish,
many participants, and I don't want to take more than a fair time. Yes.
so I
But
think
I'm happy to clarify. If anybody has any query, I'm happy to clarify.
no, sir, I think you made a very good point that